Hello students, today I am going to revise vectors. Vectors are part of chapter motion in a plane. Vectors are those quantities which are represented by both magnitude and direction. Suppose you have to represent a displacement of 100 meter. You know that displacement is a vector quantity. So to represent displacement, you assume some suitable scale. For example, 20 meters equal to 5 centimeter. I repeat, you are going to assume some suitable scale. 20 centimeters equal to 5 centimeter. So to represent that displacement, you have to draw a line of 5 centimeter. And arrowhead represents direction of that vector quantity. So this arrowhead is direction of displacement in this example. Vectors are of different types. First, equal vectors. Students, vector is a quantity having both magnitude and direction. If two vectors are equal, so magnitude and direction both should be same. So A and B are equal vectors. Second is opposite vectors. In case of opposite vectors, direction should be opposite, but magnitude should be same. In such condition, A is equal to minus B or B is equal to minus A. Third is position vector. Position vector is nothing but displacement of a point with respect to origin. So there are 2 points A and B, and their position vectors are OA and OB. And the line joining heads of the two vectors, two position vectors, is displacement, and this is B minus A. Position vector is displacement of a point with respect to origin. Fourth one is zero vector or null vector. Sometimes you find that two vectors are having equal magnitudes and same directions. In that condition, if we find A minus B is equal to 0, so this is called null vector or zero vector. Unit vectors are vectors having magnitude 1. Suppose a vector A, and if this vector is divided by magnitude, this is magnitude of vector A, spelled as mod A. Sometimes this can be written like this also. So if a vector is divided by its magnitude, we get unit vector. Keep in mind, unit vectors are represented by putting cap. So it is read as A cap, means unit vector A. Unit vectors are in X, Y and Z directions are called orthogonal unit vectors, and they are represented as I cap, J cap, K cap. I is always along X axis, J along Y axis and K along Z axis. Students, now I am explaining addition of vectors. Suppose there are two vectors A and B at angle theta. This is magnitude of vector A and this is magnitude of vector B. For addition, there are two methods, graphical method and analytical method. First, you understand graphical method. You have to assume suitable scale to represent A and B. According to that scale, you draw vector A and from the head of vector A, you draw vector B in given direction. Now you join this line, means tail of first vector and head of second vector. This line will be addition or sum or resultant. Addition, sum or resultant of these two vectors. So according to that scale, you have to convert this line into suitable unit, and that will be the addition or resultant. Suppose you have assumed scale as 20 meters equal to 1 centimeter, and this line comes out to be 5.5 centimeter. So according to that scale, this displacement or this length will represent 110 meters. And then you measure this angle with compass. So this angle will give direction of resultant. This is graphical method. For this method you need mathematical instruments. Now analytical method. It is also called parallelogram method. Vector A, then vector B, and angle between the two vectors theta. These two vectors are adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Using these two sides you complete the parallelogram. Diagonal passing between the two vectors will be resultant. Now complete this triangle. This length is equal to B, magnitude of vector B. So in this triangle, this length comes out to be B cos theta and it is B sin theta. Objective is to find R, that is the resultant. It is a right angle triangle. In this right angle triangle, we can write R square is equal to B sin theta square plus A plus B cos theta square. Solving this, you get this result. So this is resultant of two vectors by analytical method. A and B are magnitudes and theta is angle between the two vectors. This equation of this formula gives only magnitude. To find direction of resultant, you need this angle alpha. To find alpha, again consider this triangle. In this triangle, tan alpha is equal to B sin theta upon A plus B cos theta. So using this formula, you can find direction of resultant with respect to vector A. I suppose you are understanding. Students, now I am going to explain subtraction of two vectors. There are two vectors A and B at angle theta, as we have taken in addition. Let us suppose we are going to find A minus B. A minus B can be written as A plus minus B. You have just seen that if direction of a vector is reversed, that vector is represented with negative sign. So this is direction of B, so it will be minus B. Now draw vector according to scale, then vector minus B, join head of first vector and tail of first vector and head of last vector, and this gap will be A minus B. Similarly, if you want to know B minus A, B minus A can be written as B plus minus A. So first you draw B, B vector, then minus A. Direction of A is reversed, it becomes minus A. Now B will be considered as first vector. Now join tail of first vector to head of last vector. So this gap will represent B minus A. Compare the two diagrams, you can easily understand that magnitude of A minus B and magnitude of B minus A are same, but directions are opposite. A minus B downwards and B minus A upwards. Subtraction is nothing but addition. When you are adding negative of second vector, it becomes subtraction. So subtraction can also be calculated with the help of formula. See the diagram. Angle between vector A and minus B becomes 180 minus theta. Now take 180 minus theta in place of theta as you have taken in addition. So difference of two vectors comes out to be A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 180 minus theta. And you already know that cos 180 minus theta is A square plus B square, minus cos theta. So formula becomes under root A square plus B square minus 2AB cos theta. This is subtraction. Subtraction can be used to find relative velocity. Now I am going to explain. Now let us understand relative velocity. Relative velocity is vector difference of two velocities. I repeat, relative velocity is vector difference of two velocities. Suppose two particles are having velocities v1 and v2 at angle theta. Choose some suitable scale, and according to that scale you draw vectors v1 and v2. I have just explained that this difference, this gap, represents difference of two vectors. So it is difference of v1 and v2. Magnitude will be same. Either you take v2 minus v1 or v1 minus v2, magnitude will be same. So mod v2 minus v1 is equal to mod v1 minus v2. If we put arrow here, so this direction will represent relative velocity of particle 2 with respect to particle 1. And if we put arrowhead here, it is relative velocity of particle 1 with respect to particle 2. Magnitude remains same, only direction will change. Suppose magnitudes of two velocities are v1 and v2 as you are seeing here. You can find relative velocity by formula. Relative velocity is nothing but vector difference of two velocities. Difference formula has already been explained. So using that formula, you can find relative velocity, magnitude of relative velocity v1 square plus v2 square minus 2v1 v2 cos theta. Students, relative velocity is used in solving some numericals like case of rains. If you are using this knowledge to solve such numericals, then you have to find relative velocity of rain with respect to man. Keep this point in your mind. And I remind you, before starting your study, once you go through the new syllabus, it is reduced syllabus. Only study those portions which are part of your syllabus now. Thank you, students, for paying attention. God bless you.